Hey, it's your boy Jay Nix, and today I'm going over my pitch for the Wizarding World TV series.
When evil comes knocking, bumping and rocking.
It was recently announced that a new Harry Potter series is in the works for Max. The show is said to be a more faithful adaptation of the books, with each book getting at least one season to fully bring the story to life. Aside from any J.K. Rowling controversy with her involvement in the series, I've already seen a lot of hatred over the announcement. The general thoughts being that it's just not needed, how people love the movies and grew up with the movies, and see them as their true adaptation. I, for one, am very excited that a new version is coming out. All the crucial details they left out, all the characters missing, and even though this new series is hopefully going to fix the mistakes and things left out from the books, there's still so much to tell within the world, and that a whole separate show is needed just to explore everything but Harry Potter. Which brings us to a whole new original TV series I'm calling Wizarding World. But before I get into it, I need you to hit the subscribe button. I recently made this channel and have lots of different videos from skits, animations, short films, and my most recent Toy Story 5 pitch. I have tons of ideas for videos and would love to keep making them bigger and better.
Subscribe us!
So how would the show work? Wizarding World would be an anthology series. Each episode would feature a different story and different characters, similar to shows like Black Mirror, with each episode diving into different parts and different time periods, all set within the Wizarding World. And this isn't to say we have to stay away from crossing over into anything within the book series, as naturally some of the stories would involve characters and settings in the books to some capacity. But since they're going over everything in the new series, I want to stay away from the main stories as much as possible. One of the main reasons I like the anthology approach is that it gives an opportunity to not only showcase different stories, but also different genres as well. Anything from action to drama or horror is possible. This allows the writers and the rest of the production team to make each episode fresh and stylistic, while still maintaining the fantastical elements essential to the series.
Okay, smart guy, let's hear your ideas.
Yeah, what kind of episodes would there be?
Can you give any examples?
Here are 5 example episodes that I think would be great as part of a first season, each showcasing the wide range of the show's potential. An interesting place to start the series would be with arguably the most powerful and famous wizard, Merlin. Little is known about his life within the books, but we do know he had attended Hogwarts, presumably in one of its earliest years. Some even speculate that he may have been taught by Salazar Slytherin himself, as Merlin was part of the Slytherin house. Two angles this episode could take would either be based around his time at Hogwarts while being taught under Slytherin and their different approaches to the treatment of Muggles, or later in his life when he creates the Order of Merlin, which he founded with the goal of promoting laws to protect and benefit Muggles. Either way, diving more into the legend of Merlin and giving more context as to why the phrase Merlin's beard is so popular could make for a great story. Death on the North Sea is a story about a group of 15th century Muggle sailors lost at sea. They wind up on a mysterious island with a grand fortress called Azkaban, where they are helped by an old man named Ekrisdis. Terror ensues as the sailors realize this is no sanctuary and are slowly being hunted and killed by this would-be savior, who shows himself to be a dark wizard that lures and kills Muggles for pleasure. The sailors fight for their lives as they try to find a way to escape the island before it's too late. This episode would showcase the more horrific elements of magic, especially from the perspective of Muggles as they experience not only magic for the first time, but dark magic. I think it would make for a great horror story. Something that's absent from the movies is St. Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries. This hospital treats illnesses and injuries caused by magic, both long and short term. I'd love to see an episode showcasing what happens on an extreme day at the hospital. I imagine a medical mystery involving a severe ailment that is flooding the hospital floors with patients, and we'd watch as the healers struggle to use every tool and trick they have to discover the cause and cure. Think of it as an ER or Grey's Anatomy type episode, a dramatic medical mystery, but with magic. Said to be the greatest Auror of all time, and known to have locked up half the prisoners in Azkaban during his time, it would be awesome to see a dark, gritty detective thriller about Alistair Moody in his prime. By the time we know him, he's already become Mad-Eye and suffers deep paranoia and PTSD. Although still a very skilled wizard, I'd love to see him as a younger Auror as he tracks down a dark wizard or witch that proves to be a particularly hard case, maybe one that changes him to become more of the man we know him as. Seeing him use his skills and tactics, and dark detectors like sneakoscopes and faux glasses as he hunts down the most dangerous wizards would make for a great episode. The last episode on my list would definitely need at least a two-parter, as the full story is just too much to fit into one single episode. This would be the story of Isolde Sayre, and the creation of Ilvermorny's School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, the North American School of Magic. Most Potter fans may know about this story, but if you don't know anything about Isolde, there's a great post originally made on Pottermore that goes over the complete story in detail that I highly recommend. It's hard doing it any justice by summarizing, but the basic story is set in the early 1600s about a distant relative of both Voldemort and and Salazar Slytherin named Isolde, a young pureblood witch raised by her evil aunt after her parents were killed. After 12 years of being raised by her aunt and finding out that her aunt was responsible for her parents' death, she runs away to America to start a new life. She survives in the mountains, meeting and fighting off new creatures, and eventually meeting her husband, a muggle, and building a small school of magic. Later on, her aunt tracks down her and her new family, and a big battle between them takes place to defend their lives and the school. I know a lot of people would love to see a live-action version of this. And these are just a few examples of where the show could go. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Whether it's a fast-action sports episode about an intense Quidditch match between rival schools, a tale set around the witches and wizards of ancient Egypt, or even a story involving a colony of centaurs set in the Forbidden Forest. With so much ground to cover both in present and past times, there's really no limit to what the show could be. This would keep everything fresh and new, with each season highlighting different corners of the wizarding world. Some episodes could also be spun off into their own series as well, taking a more American Horror Story approach that could see each season tackling one larger story, like the original Order of the Phoenix and the First Wizard War, or about the 4 founders of Hogwarts, or a new story set within one of the 11 magic schools of the world. But these are just my ideas. I'm actually more curious to hear about any ideas you might have. Let me know in the comments below what you think would make a great episode. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, you can find me on all social media at jnixflix, where I'll be posting all sorts of videos just like the ones here on this channel.
Snakes don't walk, they slither.
Abracadabra, to coin the phrase.